orbit? Who are the people in your circle? Who's speaking to you? Who's telling you what you can do and what you can't do? You need to do what God says you can do. And you can do all things through who? Christ who strengthens you. Somebody shout a big amen. Amen. Beloved, let us look at some biblical examples. Because discouragement precedes destruction, I want you to pay very close attention. The Lord gave the people of Israel a great inheritance. After they had suffered in Egypt for a long time, God gave them a land. But it wasn't just a land. It was a land better than Saudi Arabia. It was a land better than Dubai, better than Bahrain. It was a land better than anywhere man had ever set foot upon. God called it a land flowing with milk and honey. Follow me to the book of Exodus 3, verse 17. I promise to rescue them from the drudgery and humiliation they are undergoing, and to take them to the land now occupied by the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. Anytime you see ites, is trouble. A land flowing with milk and honey. That's a promise. Then God continues and says, I want you to choose 12 CIA agents, well-trained. Send them as spies to the land. I want them to see what I have prepared so they can come and whet your appetite. Numbers chapter 13, 1 and 2. Jehovah now instructed Moses, send spies into the land of Canaan, the land I'm giving to Israel. Send one leader from each tribe. Moses obeyed, got 12 men, one from each tribe, and sent them to the land. Beloved, they went to the land. They met the land exactly how God said. They saw milk flowing. They saw honey flowing. They saw the bananas were as big as a human being. They saw the plantain. It was like, whoo, it was too much. Grapefruit, my dear, they've never seen before. So they took samples and came back. Then when they came, they told Moses and Aaron that they had arrived. Moses then called a meeting of all the nation of Israel, that they may hear what these people brought back. Follow me to Numbers 13, 26 to 29. They made their report to Moses, Aaron, and all the people of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they showed the fruit they had brought with them. This was their report. We arrived in the land you sent us to see. And it is indeed a magnificent country, a land flowing with milk and honey. God does not lie. Here is some fruit we have brought as proof. Beloved, everything was there. They saw it. Then they continued. But the people living there are powerful. And their cities are fortified and very large. And what's more, we saw Anakim giants there. The Amalekites live in the south. While the hill country there are the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites. Down along the coast of Mediterranean Sea and in the Jordan River Valley are the Canaanites. Beloved, that wasn't the reason they went there. The reason they went there was to see the good thing God has prepared. And they brought it home. And they now came and they are telling God what God already knows. That the Hittites and Jebusites and all the ites live there. God already said they are there, but the land is yours. But instead of them focus on the positive, their eyes started to dart from one thing to another. From 32 and 33, Numbers 13. So the majority report of the spies was what? Was what? Be careful for negative report. Be careful. That's why if you go to the doctor and the doctor say, we don't know what you are saying, say, nah, lie is not my portion. In that to you, what they are saying can stick or unstick is in your mouth. Don't tell me that I know who I am. My body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and the Spirit of the living God dwells in me. Satan, carry your load. Satan, carry. Because there was a negotiation in that moment going on. Unless you say back to sender, you will receive what was sent. Rise up and pray. My Father, anything you did not plant in my life, let them be uprooted. Let them be uprooted. Let them be uprooted. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. You may be seated. Numbers 13, 20, 32 and 33. Their report was negative. Then they continued. The land is full of warriors, and the people are powerfully built. We saw some of the Anakim there, descendants of the ancient race of giants. Then they concluded with this very damning summary. We felt like grasshoppers before them. They were so tall. As a man thinketh in his heart, as a woman thinketh in her heart. The moment they downgraded themselves to grasshopper, they had wings of grasshopper. Their brain shrunk to grasshopper level. The anointing of grasshopper came upon them. Things changed. Beloved, be careful who you listen to. Be careful who you listen to. What you call yourself is what you will become. They said we are small as grasshopper. We think as small as grasshopper. And our enemies are big and powerful. But we are weak and tired. Our enemies are invincible. We are vulnerable. Our enemies have everything on their side. But beloved, if God be for us, who can be against us? Who we are God with? God was with them. But they cast God out. And they elevated their enemy. Be very careful. You know the wicked part of this is that majority carried the vote. And in democracy, majority gives birth to bad leadership we see today. Everywhere. Majority is not always right. Majority can be a foolish, stupid majority. But they've lobbied in the back and gotten everybody to be stupid like them. One person could only be the right person, speaking the right thing. But many people judge truth by majority. Even today, truth is not truth anymore. They say truth is whatever you call it. That if you continue to lie, you lie as much, it becomes truth. And it's become accepted. Anytime they say, you know, that's how it happened. No. No. You need to be careful. Do not follow the majority. Do not. I see the greatest mistake that happened here came from Moses and Aaron. Because one of the greatest mistakes leaders make is to call a meeting of a crowd and say to everybody, say your mind. If you just became a leader, you can do that. But you've been leading for a while, that is the last thing you will do. Because of every 12, one is a Judas. No, it has increased. Of every 12, 3 is a Judas. With Jesus, 1. But in our world today, everybody wants their own. Everybody wants to dethrone the person on the top and be on top. So, every time you want to call meeting, I want to know who. Beloved, be careful who you are listening to. Be careful who you allow to speak to your team, to speak to people you are leading, because you don't even know what the agenda is. You don't even know what spirit has entered them and is speaking through them. Because you can start with people that are pumped up and empowered, people that want to enter the land and take it, people that believe what God said, and one person people respect stand up and say, my people. You know, the frog does not run in the daytime for nothing. And what an elder sits down and see. When a child stands on top of the roof, he will not sit. My people, a few words is enough for the wise. By the time you finish that, the people that were saying, give us this mountain, you will see them discouraged and begin to fall apart. Just because one person they respect spoke up. But guess what? It could have been one person Satan borrowed. Because Satan will enter a place, an organization, a church, a business, an establishment. He doesn't go to people without influence. He will go to someone with influence, someone with access, and put a word in their mouth, the word of discouragement that can cost the whole organization their future. I don't do it. Meeting, everybody, say your mind. No. I know the mind of God. When God asked me to do it, it may not make sense to you. And when he was telling me you were not there, you didn't know what he asked me to do. So what if I leave what he asked me to do and do the one you asked me? And I get in trouble with him. Moses made a big mistake. Bringing people and say, Moses could have brought them inside the room and said, tell me an Aaron first. What did you say? Then they will say, after they finish, Moses will prove what they said. If what they said didn't line up with what God said, guess what Moses, he would have killed it right there and sent another group. But Moses brought them, and by the time they started talking, it was too late for Moses to stop them. I want to show you, because everything is in the Bible. If you are a leader, watch out for the wolves that are wanting to carry the sheep. Satan wants to tear the sheep apart and scatter them and steal sheep. The work of a shepherd is to watch over them and guard them. One word can destroy everything. They said we are like grasshoppers. But look at the reaction of the people. Numbers 14, 1 to 4. Before they came, the people were hopeful and praying. Somebody was saying to the wife, I will get the land that is close to the river, so I can build you a mansion there, and get a boat, and we'll start a kind of little business by the sea. As they were planning, somebody was telling the children, don't worry children, when we go into this land, I will make sure I buy the best house. But look at what happened after they heard what they said. Then all the people began to weep aloud. And they cried, they carried on all night. Their voices rose in a great chorus of complaint against Moses. Beloved, it never happened until these 10 men spoke up. And guess what? 10 on one side, 2 on one side. 10 that are right. Moses and Aaron must be wrong. But Moses is a man that God talked to face. But they chose to listen to 10 discouraging people. Let's keep reading. We wish. Go back. Verse 2. Their voices rose in a chorus of complaint against Moses and Aaron. Yes? Rather than be taken into this country ahead of us, Jehovah will kill us there. Oh, we are talking about giants now. God is the enemy now. No? They said God will kill them there. And our wives, and I don't know why men is always wife. Our wives and our little ones will become slaves. Let's get out of here and return to Egypt. What is Egypt? Bondage. The idea swept the camp. Then they continued, though. Let's elect a leader to take us back. Hey! Somebody said to Fiakwa. This is the product of meetings. Many people come to me and say, Pastor, you need to appoint committee. I'm 53 years old. That definition of a committee is uncommitted. Committee are uncommitted. Committee, don't mess with them. You can't get nothing happen with committee. If you want leadership, leadership is leading by example. Don't wait for anyone. Don't wait until you get a position to do. Do it without a position. You want me to appoint you first, then you show me what you got. Woo! I don't want to waste my time discovering what you got. I already see people that got. I am better working with them. Enough of that. Do not listen to discouragers. Beloved, do you know the reason churches are dying every day? Because Satan finds himself one discourager in the community. I've seen people walk through this door very excited. This is the best church I've ever seen. I've never seen a church like this. It is somebody here that goes to them. Be careful about Sam Fashola. You see, who is Sam Fashola? He's the men's leader now. I don't know what gets into his head because his wife is beautiful. my brother, welcome to our church. Welcome to our church. But be careful. All things are not the way they seem. I see you dancing and shouting and lifting up your hand. I've been here a long time to tell you, watch out for everybody. Be careful. There's too much Igbo people here. And you know Igbo people don't like Yoruba people. And Yoruba people don't like Igbo people. But this is the best church ever. This is the best church. The moment they sow that seed of discouragement, that person that just planted themselves, oh, I thought this place is different. But it's somebody that called them and told them about the little church politics. And what is their problem? They wanted something that they didn't have. And now they want to pollute everyone. Hi, Jesus. Beloved, be careful. Listen to me. If you want to feel mad, get mad. I'm not saying this because of anybody. I'm not saying this because of today. I've been doing this by the grace of God for 15 years. Whatever we are going through now, if there's anything, we've gone through 10 times more before. Yesterday I was talking to a man of God that I respect. And we were talking. And he said to me, who's your covering? Because the man of God under a denomination. So he asked, say, who's your covering? I said, what do you mean? He said, who's your covering? Who man of God? I said, Jesus is my covering. He said, I said, my dear, no human being can cover. Try going outside in the rain with somebody under one umbrella and tell me who rain will be beaten. As long as they hold that umbrella, you will be the one trying to squeeze it. They will first want to cover themselves well before they think about it. I said to him, Jesus Christ of Nazareth is my covering, not any man. And I want to tell you, if man had been my covering, it would have been over a long time ago. Because man will expect something. If you don't give it to them, then you are an enemy. Give me a break. I said, let us appoint leaders that will take us back to bondage. No. This Moses, we are going back. Oh, by the time, they even took it further. Numbers 14 verse 10. But as the two other men started to try to speak sense into them, they started to plan to stone Moses and Aaron. Beloved, be very careful. Be very careful. Choose who you listen to. Choose what you listen to. Listen to God. Don't listen to man. Man changes like the weather. Man changes according to their need, according to their mission, according to what they seek to gain. God is constant. Follow God, you will not make it. Do you know that this cost these people everything? There are people that should be here today, but they are not because they were discouraged by human beings like us. Come out from there, nothing is happening anymore. Do you know that some people that left this church don't go to church anymore? They say to me, Pastor Chris, I love you. I love Household of Christ Church, but I'm tired of church politics. I can't do it anymore. I want to go home and sit home. If that's a sin, may God count it to me. Why? Because somebody have discouraged them. Be careful who you are discouraging. Our assignment is to encourage people. Our assignment is to let them know they can do it. Our assignment is to lift up hands that are falling. Our assignment is to stand in the gap. Not sure, beloved, everyone is not on the same level by way of faith. Some can handle it. Some has just seen God at face value. And are drinking milk and licking honey. And you, the veteran, come to them in their joy and euphoria. You burst their bubble and say, it's not worth it. This place, there's nothing there. This Christ you're following, I've been following him for 20 years. My dear, give me a break. Be careful. I'm begging you. When you come here, fellowship, but choose people you listen to. Choose people you open your ears to. Because you may hear things that will hinder your walk and hinder your faith. And you that have mouths to talk, be careful what you are saying. It costs God everything to bring people out of darkness. And if our job is to send them back into darkness, judgment and punishment is waiting for us. I'm begging you. Don't discourage them, but encourage them. Don't be quick in bringing 1,000 together and say, 1,000 people together is 1,100 opinion. Let's do this. Let's do this. You know, I've seen people, I invite them to a meeting, they come. And in that meeting, if it's 2 hours meeting, they spoke for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Giving ideas that will go from here to Nigeria. But the moment you ask them, let us do it, they will not be there to do anyone. They are only good in suggestions.